The last-minute Michelangelo videos were filmed in March 2020. Teams at the Getty had been working for several years on a major exhibition of the drawings of Michelangelo, or Michelangelo as you like. The exhibition had been open for about 3 weeks, and then we started hearing about something called COVID-19. There was a stay-at-home order put in place, and we were told not to come into the office the next day. As one of the curators that afternoon, I went with a colleague up to the galleries, and we filmed a series of videos in front of the drawings. Watching them now, they seem like the product of a different age, a different world entirely. Thank you for watching. So in Michelangelo's oeuvre, there are a lot of drawings, little sketches, sketches of blocks of marble, that sort of thing, but not that many compositional studies. And these sort of drawings just seem to have gradually been lost or disappeared over time. I love this drawing. It's one of my favorite sheets in the exhibition. And it shows Christ's deposition from the cross. What I love about it is that you have this really quite small study that conveys so much information about how figures are taking Christ down off the cross. And you'll see what's so interesting to me in that this drawing is so different to the many, many Renaissance depictions of the subject, is that Michelangelo is so very practical in it. You see the figure of Christ. His knee is being yanked up. It's very sort of inelegant in many ways. And it's Michelangelo thinking really practically, like, how does one get a dead body down off a cross? Like, what are the physical forces? How many people do you need? Who's going to be holding what bit? It's very practical. And so you see he studies that in the main image, but then he also does a series of little subsidiary studies of details. And we think that this was a design for sculpture because the hatching in the back sort of closes off the background in a way that would be traditional for a low-relief sculpture. And in fact, followers of Michelangelo later made low-relief sculptures from this drawing. So this is one of the best preserved drawings for Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling. It's for one of the ignudi, one of these athletic male nude figures that appeared at intervals throughout the ceiling. These figures of ignudi, as time went on, became more and more complex, and Michelangelo enjoyed the poses more and more. But you can see here this marvelous Z that Michelangelo gets, and how everything seems to be resting somehow on the figure's toe at the bottom here, the big toe. But of course, the model was actually sat on something covered in drapery, which you can also see here. A couple of things about this sheet. One is that there's a lot of white heightening over it. So Michelangelo emphasized the roundness of the figure, the solidity by using the red chalk, but then by heightening the whole thing, and you can see in details white heightening here, and even in the subsidiary study as well. And the other thing is this curious little squiggle under the arm. And we don't know exactly what Michelangelo intended by that. There are various theories, maybe the number of ribs, maybe it's to lower the arm, maybe it's a note about the drapery that appears behind in the void behind the figure here. But it's just, we're starting to get a sense of Michelangelo, and that, he's making these little shorthand sort of notes to himself about what to do with things and trying to work that out.